for joining us with those details. It'll be interesting to see what the RBI governor does on September 30th. Now, to the big CNBCTV18 exclusive, Google today globally launched its first low-cost smartphone and has decided to do that in India with the Android One. And as a CNBCTV18 special, Malvika Jain has the company's vice president of Android, Sundar Pichai, with her. Malvika, over to you.
Thank you, Nantara. Sundar, welcome to CNBCTV18. You know, you're the man of the moment. Google has unveiled Android One today, the much-awaited device. How are you positioning it in the market, and how is it going to be a differentiator as far as Google is concerned?
Well, it's been very exciting to be back home. For us, Android One, it's really important because I think it gives us a chance to address the 1 billion users in India who don't have access to internet. And our differentiated approach is we're building high-quality smartphones with software backed by Google. We will make sure it's the latest and the greatest software running Android. But at the same time, we are helping our partners with building the hardware needed so that you can actually build an affordable yet high-quality smartphone.
But, you know, initially, if I'm correct, you partnered with 3 companies, Spice, Carbon, and Micromax. But if you are giving them an interface, how are these devices going to be any different? Where does the creativity component come in?
So we provide a base platform, which we maintain and we update. But we do allow them to customize on top of it. And you have to understand that the launch of today is just the first step in our journey. We launched all of Android a few years ago with 1 phone. Similarly, we are doing it with 3 phones. But you will see choice and customization on top of Android One increase very, very widely over time.
But one person or one company which is missing on the list is Samsung, and I'm sure this is a question that you were anticipating. Samsung is working on its own operating system Tizen as well. Is this in any manner a way for Google to guard against Samsung? Because Samsung is one company who happens to be one of your major Android partners in terms of handsets, but they're nowhere on the list.
I mean, there's no reason for us to guard against Samsung. We owe a lot of success in Android to Samsung. They're our largest partner by date. They're a very close partner. If I look at next year, we are working with them on more projects than we've ever done before. But we are 2 big companies, and so there are times we do stuff which is different from each other. But, you know, I spend a lot of time with them, and I couldn't be more excited about what we are working with them on next year.
So all the rumors that relationship between Samsung and Google are tense right now.
It's quite boring to write that things between Google and Samsung are actually working well. So I think that's the source of a lot of this.
But, you know, Spice being one of the companies that you have partnered with, the price point of the current product, Android One, it starts from 6,300 rupees approximately. There are devices in the market, smartphones in the market, which Spice has launched, Intex has launched in partnership with Firefox, which are priced at less than half of this price. So how are you going to meet that price point?
You know, I'm very comfortable, and I've always internalized this over time. People in India, you know, they aspire, they're very demanding. They have the same aspirations as sort of people in the United States, etc. And I think it's very important to deliver a minimum high-quality experience. You know, you want this to be a real computing experience. And so for us, that's been the goal. We are trying to do that at the best possible price. I don't think today it's possible to do that at a price which is half of what we have done. And I think what matters much more is that we actually onboard people and give them really powerful experiences, which is what we are trying to do.
Well, the sense that one gets is that you're optimistic that in future it might be possible to bring down the price.
Yeah, of course, you know, in the future, you know, I think both will happen. I think you will see, you know, things which are cheaper, but almost all the people who come, and just like we see everywhere else, will aspire to upgrade and to get better experiences over time. So there'll be demand for even better quality phones in the future.
But as far as Android One as a program is concerned, this is your first global launch, which kickstarts from India. But is this program going to expand to other parts of the world?
Yes. You know, for us it's exciting because we actually are viewing India as our trial country. So we want to launch this in India, learn, but use it as a place from where we take it to other places around the world. And so it's unique for us. Normally we do stuff in the U.S., and U.S. is our trial country, and we take it elsewhere. We are doing this differently.
And which are those countries going to be, and who all are you going to partner with?
Yeah, so we are excited to take this to Indonesia and Philippines, as well as countries in South Asia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. and we've invited more than 10 new partners to the fold. And so you'll be seeing a much wider choice of Android One devices, larger phones, etc. over time. And so it's very exciting.
And as far as the manufacturing base in India is concerned, the government is providing a lot of incentives. Is there a possibility that Google would set up its own manufacturing facility, or this program is going to be implemented only in partnership with other companies?
So the plan, everything we do in Android is in partnership with other companies. But I think that since we develop reference hardware, at the right point in time, if there is a vendor in India who can manufacture a lot of these components, we would be happy to qualify them and work with them, and we would do that as a priority.
And when you talk about partnering with other companies, is it a strategic move? We are also at, we're talking on the sidelines of a NASCOM event where you spoke to entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. Is there any project that Google is going to be launching or has already launched to foster entrepreneurship in India? And is there any message that you'd like to give to entrepreneurs?
No, look, at a high level, I see a palpable excitement, in India. The level of confidence, the maturity I see in startups is noticeably different than what I've seen in the past, in my past visits. I think India is unique because it is a big local market. So when you look at China, a lot of startups there succeed because they have a large user base. I think India is poised to reach 500 million internet users. And so for my advice to entrepreneurs here would be to think bigger. We are trying to create a platform so that they can reach these users at scale. And I think if entrepreneurs here think bigger, I think they have the access to the resources, they have the capability to make a big impact on the global stage.
So my last question to you would be that app developers around the world have complained, though Android is the biggest platform on which they're operating, that the customization, the ability to customize that Android provides actually sometimes poses a challenge for them. So do you see Android's flexibility as a double-edged sword?
So it's both an opportunity and causes some challenges. It's some of what we are trying to address with Android One. With Android One, when I talked about a consistent base platform, it also makes it consistent for developers as well. So we are trying to preserve the flexibility and the innovation on top of Android, while at the same time make it more consistent both for users and developers. So it's a balancing act.
Well, thank you, Sundar, and best wishes to you for your balancing act. And we look forward to seeing you as the CEO of Google one day. I don't know when that day is going to come, but thank you for your time. It was a pleasure talking
thank
to
you.
you.
It's good to be here.
We were in conversation with Sundar Pichai. Thank you, and Anantara, back to you.
Malvika, you've had a sneak peek at that phone. It's still not available at retail outlets. Did you like it? Are you going to buy it?
Oh, I pretty much like the phone. I saw some of the demos. I think right now you can only shop online, but they are going to be available offline. I think I would recommend this product.
Okay, that's a recommendation coming in from Malvika. Thanks a lot for that exclusive interview, Malvika. We're going to step into a short break. On the other